Start off March Pass.
The Golden Jubilee Celebration Badge. Golden Jubilee, Mr. Ojang Otang, 1964 to 1965. Nana Abuno Marie. Madame Yekuze, Beatrice Adibomojo, Mrs. Ogo, Mr. Besongabang Otansi, and the others. Mrs. Fomuso, the third badge, Mr. Tato, John, come, let them take us a picture. Please, either we are singing or we should play music, please. 1972 badge. 1972 badge, yes, the president. 1971 badge. The president. Madame Bete Regina carrying the flag of 1970 for class. Diana Egbeyenova, that badge. Abontri Marvin. Emma Glory, 1975 badge. Obed Victor Obed. After voices raised. 1976 badge. Kepsi Yvonne carrying the flag. 1977 badge. 1977 badge. 1978 badge. Ako Egbe Lidien carrying the flag. Daniel Davidson. The principal's badge. When Jesus was the season. 1980. Madame Abo and Christine. I am home. Everybody. Who is that? You have Education Day. 1981. It's again Lucia. Now I'm dealing with women. Director of Women's Empowerment Center in Kumba.
1979 batch, P.H.S. Besongabang with the principal, Madame Ayong, as a member of that batch. The marching is on. 1980. 1987 batch. 86. 1986 and 87, I think.
1987
batch.
P.H.S. the main door of the chapel from 4 students, P.H.S. from 4. Students, you are not singing? You don't know those songs? Is it because Bosco is retired that you don't know the songs?
Go down to Egypt, at Pharaoh. Go down, go down.
Please, ballet dancers, meet at the main door into the chapel. Ballet dancers, please. If you are not there, then we'll put you off the program, please. The present students still march past grandstand. They are still marching past the please, students, hurry up. Lower seat. Lower seat. Madam Ayisi Elizabeth, please, your attention is needed. At the main door into the chapel. Madam Ayisi Elizabeth, please, your attention is needed at the main door into the chapel. Upper seat. The students are tired from the way they move. They are not showing what P.S. used to show when they go out for marching. Students, please. Because I remember we are always first when I used to be here. The principal in the red suit, while in there, taking their places, we are inviting.
Don't be frightened. No turning back again. Move on, move on. Just serious on your side.
Texans, 1964 batch, are you there? Better Oye? 2015 batch, are you there? Okay, wish you all a great celebration. Please, we want to recognize the presence of one of our former principals, Mr. T.T. Obe. They used to call him T.T. Obe. But please, can you stand where you are seated? T.T. Obe, that's far. Here is T.T. Obe. But thank you. Equally, there is Mr. Tato William. He has served here as principal. Mr. Tato William, appointed principal, P.H.S. Besongabang. He served here as principal. Thank you so much, Tato. Okay. We have finance clerk of this school, Mr. Tabenyanka. Mr. Tabenyanka. That is far behind there. He was a secretary. He was like a secretary. Pa Willie, Pa OJ, we used to call him Pa OJ. Pa Willie is here. We shall be doing other introductions. It's okay, thank you. Go down to the kitchen. kindly to listen to her, a speech or an address by the principal of the college, the first female principal in the history of P.H.S. Besongabang.
The moderator PCC, the Minister of Secondary Education, the Divisional Officer Mafe, the Senior Clerk PCC, the Education Secretary PCC, the Divisional Delegate Secondary Education Manu, the Lord Mayor Mafe's Council, the National President Bexan, the traditional rulers all here present, dear colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, it is with great pleasure that I welcome you to this evergreen campus of our cherished school. The staff, students, and the Besongabang community heartily thank you for making this day a great day in the life of the school and the community at large. We thank the Almighty God for granting journey mercies to those who have come from far and near to this ceremonial ground. Remain blessed as we go through this ceremony. P.H.S. Besongabang has a remarkable history, beautiful and peculiar geographical presentation, always described as Switzerland. The college opened its doors in September 1964 with 40 boys. It was then called the Basel Mission College Besongabang. In 1966, it was changed to Presbyterian Secondary School Besongabang. And in 1998, it was upgraded to Presbyterian High School Besongabang. The college has gone through this metamorphosis with the help of the German/Dutch partners who have an important page in the history of the school. Ladies and gentlemen, today P.H.S. Besongabang has an enrollment of 340 students, 181 boys and 159 girls. Academically, the college has been outstanding in end-of-course examinations. Last academic year, for ordinary level, 50 students sat, 35 passed, giving a percentage pass of 70%. At the advanced level, 50 students sat and 33 passed, giving a percentage pass of 66%. In the same way, the school has registered brilliant successes in co-curricular activities and participations during National Day celebrations. Permit me to extend my thanks and gratitude to those administrators who, through their effort, raised the Basel Mission College Besongabang today. They are principals. Lekmbong Ese, 1964 to 1968. Mr. A.T. Mufo, he's here with a wife, 1968 to 1970. I.M. Duku, 1970 to 1975. Mr. T.T. Obe, 1975 to 1983. Mr. S.E. Etugen, 1983 to 1984. Mr. F.W. Nzainwi, 1984 to 1987. Mr. J.N. Maxebo, 1987 to 1991. Late Bishop Napoleon, 1991 to 1997. Mr. Toto William, 1997 to 1998. Mr. Leomba Paul Beseka, 1998 to 2003. Mr. Bobo Hans Etoy, 2003 to 2006. Mr. Efim John Array, 2006 to 2011. Mrs. Ayon Besem Enomba Obenakem, 2011 till date. Ladies and gentlemen, you will be glad to hear that as the school turns 50, it is equally celebrating its first female principal, your host, Madam Enomba Obenakem. She is the first person to become principal of P.H.S. Besongabang and she has been honored as the Queen of the 50th anniversary. I wish to thank you all for accepting me as the maiden of this memorable occasion. I wish to especially welcome the ex-student Bexans as they are called. You are a reflection of the standard that used to exist on this famous press hill called Njekam. Now that you have come back home to celebrate your 50th anniversary, you still remember vividly those interesting spots of the campus. I am talking of places like No More Sorrow, the Bobo Wata, the Old Chanka, just to name but a few. This campus remains a second home for you. In fact, your education, your social exposure, your spirit of friendship and oneness, and above all, your religious life, all has its foundation here. Note that P.H.S. Besongabang has produced the largest number of pastors in the PCC. It is also with great pleasure that we welcome the proprietor of schools and the chief of staff of the PCC, who apparently are on their first official outing since their induction 7 days ago. Your present here, sirs, with other eminent personalities of the PCC and the state, gives this Golden Jubilee a unique coloration. It is therefore my fervent wish that on a special day like this, in the life of the college, you give us all your blessings as we turn a new page. We also warmly salute the relentless effort of the PA boss, Mr. Jekale Samuel, who has constantly shown his concern in matters affecting the college. He too remembers with a lot of nostalgia that this is his first post of entry into the PA. His first post of entry into PA was P.H.S. Besongabang. My regard also goes to my colleagues, PA principal, for their constant advice. It is worth mentioning that most of them have made step over in P.H.S. Besongabang in one capacity or the other. To all managers of schools in the PA, I say kudos to your effort in bringing up our nurseries. I'm also very thankful to the collaboration of my colleagues, principal of other denominational, government and lay private institutions. To the PTA, I remain heavily indebted. Their role in the infrastructural, material and academic growth of this college cannot be overemphasized here. We remain thankful to them for keeping up this institution by sending more of their children to a school. We are grateful to some very important personalities who, with their financial assistance, the school was able to realize some important projects. Some of them are the Bayan Association of Self-Help Bash, Barrister Gilbert Abuno, Mr. Ndindam Samuel, Mr. Ibn Gashu, Mr. Yoboba Peter, Mr. Mola, Mr. Gomola, Mr. Job James, Honorable Rose Abuno, Mr. William Neef, Coordinator Snow Boys Partnership, Manager of DECAM and the TPIC Partners, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I wish all of you a splendid stay on campus as we celebrate the Golden Jubilee. The Almighty God who brought all of you here should grant you journey mercies as you return to your various destinations. Long live the Bexans, long live the Presbyterian High School Besongabang, long live the Presbyterian Education Authority, long live the Presbyterian Church in Cameroon, long live the Ministry of Secondary Education, long live the Republic of Cameroon.
We invite the Bexan National President, Dr. Ayong Orokans. Dr. Ayong Orokans.
The Education Secretary, BCC, the Senior Divisional Officer from Manu, here represented, the Principal, P.H.S. Besongabang, the PTA, Chairperson, fellow Bexans, ladies and gentlemen, I am highly honored for the opportunity given to me on behalf of the ex-students to welcome all of you to the 50th anniversary celebrations of our alma mater, P.H.S. Besongabang. Today is special because it is not every day that people gather to celebrate a day like this one. Congratulations to the Presbyterian Church in Cameroon for their foresight in creating this co-educational institution which has partnered with the government in educating very important personalities in this country. In everything it is said, give thanks to God. We thank the Almighty God for His protection and guidance, and we also thank Him for the lives of those of us that He has called to His bosom. May we rise, please, and observe a minute of silence in memory of those fallen Bexans who would have been here with us today, but since the Almighty God loves them more, they have gone ahead of us. Be seated. Thank you very much. I would like to thank all of you for your contributions to the survival of Bexa. So far, it has been great. If we work as a team, the sky is our limit. Let us make this pledge our Bexans place. I pledge to be a permanent Bexan on board after the Golden Jubilee. God be my helper. Bexans, we are all pledging that we will be on board to make this place what it's supposed to be, and with God, everything is going to be possible. Thank you very much. And special thanks to the Jubilee Committee. September 2014 was the beginning of the Golden Jubilee year. We accepted to carry out the following projects: the water borehole project, renovation of the boys' dormitory, the refectory, and to continue with the wall project. The water project and the construction of the boys' dormitory have been realized. It is as much as we would not accomplish all these other projects, but I thank all of you for the sacrifice you have made to permit us achieve the little that we have done. I know we are sharing what the Almighty God has blessed us with. Do not relent in giving, for the good Lord will reward you 100 folds. The good work she's doing, may you continue, and as the need be,
the principal,
we want 200% from this school this year. So in the GC examinations, we also thank you for always responding to our worries. I would want to thank the moderator, the senior clerk, the education secretary, and all other church authorities and those accompanying them, the former principals, the teachers, for accepting to be with us today. Initially, we thought we would not be blessed, or we were not going to be the institution that is going to benefit first with the presence of the moderator. Thanks, sir. We are very highly honored. We would permit them to work harder and obtain better results. These results, we all know, that's what makes us proud of our alma mater and a school to reckon with. The way forward, Bexans, the way forward. Learning is a continuous process. At 50, Bexans are still ready to learn. One of our well-wishers sponsored a student from Form 1 to Form 7, Mr. Agbamola. We think it is good to emulate him and reach out to students directly. In order to do this, we propose that Bexans should institute a scholarship fund for the best student in one of the classes every year, preferably the best student from Form 3 to Form 4, which will start at the end of this academic year. When is it better to do this? if not during the Golden Jubilee year. And who is better placed than the Communications Scholarship Secretary to launch this scholarship scheme? We'll be very grateful if the Scholarship Secretary of the Church will help us launch this scheme. Still in the learning process, another well-wisher bought a share in a secondary school for P.H.S. Besongabang, a share which has started giving us profits. For the last 2 years, the school has benefited from a share bought by a well-wisher for this school. So we are also learning, and we are going to borrow a leaf from this well-wisher, and we think we should identify something to make our association stronger. We think every P.H.S should belong to the P.H.S fund. The modalities of operating this fund have been put in place. Every P.H.S and our well-wisher should buy shares. A share is only 500 francs. This fund would operate like any other fund, but for that, half of the proceeds from the fund will be given to members and the other half used in future P.H.S projects. We are therefore requesting that the Financial Secretary of the Church will also help us launch the fund. The moderator said, you, as head of the church, you have given us education which we are celebrating today. But just like Oliver Twist, who is never satisfied, we are requesting for more. Just one more request, sir. Presbyterian University in P.H.S. Besongabang soon. I want to use the opportunity to thank all other chapters and our guests and our visitors. I won't go into detail for being here and taking that extra sacrifice and time. We know it is not easy. For those of us coming from Yaoundé, Douala, Boya, Muyuka, Limbe, Bamenda, Mafe is a long way. Thanks for keeping this rendezvous. I hope we'll be able to relax and enjoy ourselves. Long live P.H.S, long live P.H.S Besongabang, long live the moderator and the Presbyterian Church in Cameroon, long live Cameroon. Signed, Dr. Eyon Rockham's National President, John P.H.S Besongabang, 21st March 2015. Thank you.
Why?
Be
the PTA President.
Mr. Oben Michael, PTA President.
The moderator of the Presbyterian Church in Cameroon, the administrative authorities present, the President of Ex-Students Association, BESA, respected invitees and all honorable personalities, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Parent-Teacher Association of the college and chairperson of the PTA of this school, and co-helper with BESA in the development process of P.H.S. Besongabang, I am so thrilled with joy to have this occasion taking place during my tenure. I would also like to associate myself with the addresses already made. Their brotherly greetings and words of encouragement are noteworthy to all of us at this great feast. But since time has been planned by God for us to fit in our events, we find ourselves here today to be the people fitted to take the honor and opportunity of hosting this Golden Jubilee occasion of P.H.S. Besongabang. Mr. Chairman, the parents, sponsors, and guardians of the past and present students of the college have asked me to express their appreciation to the church for the possibility given their children to study within the academic and prestigious environment of P.H.S. Besongabang, which caters for the style of Christian worship. In conclusion, therefore, I wish to thank the moderator of the Presbyterian Church in Cameroon, Right Reverend Funky Samuel, for his schedule to fit this median visit just after taking over to be present here in this occasion to preside over the 50th anniversary celebration of P.H.S. Besongabang. These ambitions will continue to grow towards the development of P.H.S. Besongabang. Thank you, the principal, staff and students, for the enthusiasm exhibited in doing your assignment to crown your Golden Jubilee with success. Finally, Mr. Chairman, I promise you that the PTA of P.H.S. Besongabang is and shall remain the bulldozer behind you in support to ensure that P.H.S. Besongabang attains higher heights, and may the good God whom we all serve help us together with the Presbyterian Church in Cameroon to realize our great ambitions for this school. God bless Presbyterian Church in Cameroon. God bless P.H.S. Besongabang. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.
Mr. Education Secretary, have to sit quietly and listen to his keynote address, Mr. Njekale Samuel.
Education Secretary of the PCC.
The moderator of the Presbyterian Church in Cameroon and proprietor of PA schools, Your Excellency, the Minister of Basic Education, the Divisional Officer Manfe, the Senior Clerk of the PCC, Lord Mayor Manfe Council, National President Bexan, College of PA Principals, Government Principals and lay private principals, religious and traditional authorities, dear students, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. After Bali in January 1999, Kumba in December 2014, today, March 2015, Besongabang takes its turn to vibrate in the rhythm of gold. The Presbyterian Education Authority is exceedingly delighted to commune with you here today on this very defining moment in the life of this blessed fountain of knowledge. For us, this Jubilee is quite special in the sense that the PA has a singular privilege to be the first to take the moderator out of Boya after their historic induction 6 days ago. We welcome you to savor the splendor of this romantic uniqueness of this campus, whose undulating setting adds credence to its aesthetics. Gold is not only an age of maturity, but it is also an age of enlightenment. and a time of restoration. It's a period of assessment and reflections from the trials of the early beginnings in the mid-60s through the traumas and transformations of the late 90s and to the seeming strengths and revitalizations of the moment. There is no gainsaying that this pioneer Basel Mission College, come Presidential Secondary School and now P.H.S. Besongabang has undergone several surgical experiments to ensure its survival. We thank the proprietor for ensuring the sustainability at all levels of this school, even when things became sour in 1997-98 when the life of this school was threatened. As a pioneer educational venture of the Basel Mission, this institution stands out as one of the testimonies, not only in its legendary culture of academic excellence, but also outstanding in the fabrication of fine minds into diverse fields of societal influence, both at home and abroad. Worthy of note is the fact that, as you heard, the school has trained the highest number of pastors. Among them, the Reverend Abonzo William, who just left as snow clerk, the Reverend Achua Omenin, Communication Secretary Emeritus, and the Reverend Fomuson Henry Boma Foncha, National Secretary Protestant Private Education Agency. So the effervescence, just to name a few, so the effervescence surrounding this jubilee is indicative of the fact that P.H.S. Besongabang is not only a respectable pillar in the imparting of young minds, but a leading force in the church's mission of practical evangelization. It is also to demonstrate our unalloyed attachment to the mission of the PEA to offer high quality and holistic form of education. That is why we continue to challenge all those who pass here to be genuine ambassadors of integrity and moral probity. The moderator said, occasions like this gives us an opportunity not only to showcase our strengths of the school system, but to reassure ourselves of our plight and our quest to remake our history so as to reflect on the road covered so far. In the face of the foregoing, we cannot deny the fact that the church has made giant strides since the colonial days to foster education in this country. That is why we still cry out aloud that in a society bedeviled by moral bankruptcy, religious knowledge should be accorded its rightful place in our academic curriculum to act as a barometer for moral rearmament. This will certainly be another sure way towards emergence, for planning without Christ is planning for a crisis. It is the educational psychologist Walter Covey who holds the opinion that all education be directed towards the development of character, and that sound education cannot be achieved if spiritual development is neglected, and it is not proper to turn out physical giants who are spiritual pygmies. Ladies and gentlemen, permit us to dove our hearts to the early architects and designers of this school who sacrificed for the cause of the school. The lives of Mr. Bongese, Mr. Mofo, through the Ndukus, to the Titi Obens, through the Maxabons, the Tatos, and the Leongas, to the Bokwes and the Ephins, and now the Golden Lady, Eon Besa Mubenake. It has been the same challenges, the same charisma, the same pragmatism, the same methodology, all geared towards the same goal and vision. Quite peculiar is the fact that this is the only Basel Mission College that was never headed by a colonialist. But over the years, it has reaped enormously from the largest of the beloved German partners led by Mr. Nip. We shall continue to put them in prayers. Apart from the pastoral corps, P.H.S. Besongabang has been an ideal training ground for most PA administrators. At the moment, we can count up to 7 principals, a handful of vice principals and senior discipline masters and discipline masters, and even the present education secretary had his early career formation here. Dear Bexans, you are a very strong and dynamic force to reckon with. If I may classify from the P.H.S. Secretariat in Boya, then I would dare say you rank among the first 3 ex-student associations who can die for their alma mater. The proprietor is indeed proud of their commitment and achievements. We shall forever remain indebted to you for your constant mobilization and projects for this school. Our cry remains that you should immortalize this school by sending your children here. Records of a 10-year survey shows that not up to 20% of their children have passed through here. Send even your children and your great-grandchildren. I urge you to be practical Texans, like Sobans, like Pemexans, like Bobans, even like Secarets. For it is only through enrollment that we can be sure of the sustenance and survival of a school. To you, dear teachers, do not relent to impact the students positively and holistically. Because as a former US President, Theodore Roosevelt said, to train a child, to train a man in mind without morals is to educate a menace to society. No matter the circumstances, you remain torchbearers of societal evolutions. Your hand that rolls the chalk can rule the world and change it. Teach without ceasing, without discrimination, for the best brains of the nation can be found in the backbenches of the classroom today. You are coming to Besongabang is not by accident. In life, the best opportunities you can get may come from the things you complain of most. We have just taken another giant stride towards salary harmonization process. Our drive to refurbish the structures of the old colleges remains one of our preoccupations, so this campus is no exception. In his electrifying and edifying sermon on Induction Day, the moderator had as one of his spotlights the plight of the PA. There is indeed renewed hope, so let's keep on marching and waiting. Beloved students, you came here to search for knowledge and wisdom, nothing else. Having lived the experience here, I can testify that the exotic nature of this campus gives the devil a chance at times to derail you. You are the fortunate few to live and touch the golden era of this school. It is such a blessing you cannot afford to miss. Make use of this gift and excel in your academics, so that it shall be written in the book of gold that you made it with the power of gold. This is your future. May I therefore remind you that beauty can fade, money may die, beauty may die, money also vanishes, power can crumble, youth grow old, but knowledge is eternal. Knowledge is a source of money and power that beautifies the beautiful. Let the grace that brought you here bring no disgrace to this campus. The moderator, Your Excellency, the Minister of Education, ladies and gentlemen, we are rejoicing in fame and celebrating in faith. Our special gratitude goes to the parents for the faithful patronage over the years, the organizing committee for all the sacrifices that has culminated to this great successful celebration. May this golden chapter open for this school today bring more honor and glory as we renew our dream for a vibrant and better P.H.S. Besongabang. May God bless this school. May God bless the PCC. Thanks for your kind attention.
Listen to a word from one of the former principals, P.H.S.
The right moderator and members of the Jubilee celebration. As members of the school, whether you are teachers or you are students or you are PTA, you continue to be friends of the school. I remember when I was studying in Britain, there was a saying that in Britain, no matter what you know, if you want a job, but it is more important whom you know. No matter what you know, but whom you know. Then we ask, what is happening? Are you people corrupt? They said, no, it's not corruption. But if so, imagine somebody comes before me for interview. I asked, which school did you attend? He said, P.H.S. and Besongabang. It rings a bell. We are human beings. You score a point. Yeah. Yeah. For my many years as director of ENS and lecturer at ENS, and then my wife too in CAS, we were always with of P.S.S. Besongabang, either when they were in class or in ENS in our house as our students, and also as our own children. And we always ask, whenever the former P.S.S. Besongabang student came before me, I said, oh, how is the school? How is it going? And so on. So, ladies and gentlemen, again, it's our pleasure to be here today. You remember the brochure here shows that I was principal here 1968 to 1970. That's about 45 years ago. So it's a pleasure to see. When I got here, the whole geography of the place has changed. I could not locate my house. I think my house, I can see it from there, and then this one there, and so on. Ladies and gentlemen, again, it's our pleasure to be here and to see the school progressing and so on. You are friends and you are friends. And whenever you come, you are friends, never forget us. Thank you.
I will make Dr. Emerald Hans and the rest will be happy now. They have heard again from him. Thank you. Please, please, I'm calling on all of us to stay quiet. One-time teacher of this school, she taught biology in this school. She taught a good number of Bexans seated here. And now, she's occupying a place that all of us should be happy. It means the career started from here. We are going to call on the representative of the Minister of Secondary Education. She is technical advisor number 1 to the Minister of Secondary Education. She's Mrs. Agbobison Helen. I would like to invite the national president who used to be his student to take him here, or to take her here, please. National president, please.
Thank you, madam.
Bexans, please cheer her up as she can.
Hi.
Bexans, happy Jubilee.
Happy.
Thank you. The moderator of PCC